Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Stories That Transform Career. And as usual, in every episode, we used to come with a special guest. And today is again the unique domain we are going to discuss. And that discussion is about the professionals or the person who were in the military or the defense background after coming out from that career, if they want to switch into the different sector, what exactly they should do. They are having different level of questions, and to discuss on that in detail, we have our guest today, Commander Ram. So, welcome, Commander Ram, in this talk show. And the whole purpose for this discussion is to give those guys hope who are looking for clarity or guidance related to the defense domain after their service. Yeah. So, just a little bit brief about you, Commander Ram.
Yeah, thank you so much, Upendra, for having me here in your special talk show, where I know you keep on calling the people from various sectors and ask questions so that our viewers get the benefit. Yes, as you rightly said, my name is Commander Ram, and I served in the Navy for almost 23 years, and then I worked in the corporate for 5 plus years. And now I'm a military veteran transition mentor since the last about 1 year. And what I do in this is I basically help them, the transitioning veterans. How do you go about preparing yourself to move from one particular set of military environment to the corporate environment? That is, I help them with how do you select the proper domain with respect to your past experience.
Mhm.
How do you prepare your resume so that it gets picked up by the corporates for that particular position? And also, how do you prepare for the interview? And how do you increase your digital footprint by LinkedIn and networking strategy? That's what I
Wow.
do.
So yeah, so we'll just go a little bit deep into all these aspects, all these area. But before that, the question for you, while doing graduation, after doing graduation and getting into your very first job, what I came across many graduates nowadays after discussing with them, the thought what they have right now, that as if they are only graduate or only person suffering or just going through different level of challenge while getting his or her first job. So question to you in this, that how was your journey while doing graduation, after graduation finishing it and getting first job? Was it easy? And what you have done is that part, if you can just discuss with us.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure. Why not? Why not? See, after 12th, actually, my objective was basically to go into the military. Though I had appeared for engineering exam and medical, but I was not a very bright student, so I
Mhm.
didn't do well over there. Then I thought of going into the military by appearing for NDA exam, National Defense Academy exam. I'm sure most of the people know about it. So there
Yeah.
are two parts. One is written and one is the interview, which we call it
Mhm.
SSB.
Mhm.
Now, when I was in 11th and 12th, I used to actually take tuitions for 9th and 10th class students, basically as a measure to support my own studies. And that actually really helped me in cracking the written exam. And I also had a very, I think 200 pages uh, guidebook kind of a thing where earlier questions and some sample questions were there. So actually I had done it so many times that even before I used to look at the question, I used to remember the answer.
Wow.
So I think my consistent doing on those sample questions and also teaching ninth and 10th student, because if you know, the level of questions that are asked in the written exam for the ND actually is from ninth and 10th. So that's why I think it became easier. And with respect to the interview, yes, interview SSB is quite a tough one. So, you need to be basically authentic, have a positive attitude about yourself, about life, and be physically fit. So, if you ask me, actually, my first job was not on the corporate, and even I did graduation while I was undergoing the training in the National Defense Academy. So it was a little different from the normal people who do graduation and then look for the job.
Wow. So the preparation wise, what exactly the message is? It's not easy. Means doing tuition that part and the consistent effort was there, and then so you cracked your interview or the exam in first attempt, very first attempt you clear, right?
No, the written exam actually I did it on the second attempt, because the first attempt was while I was doing my 12th. So
Okay.
I think it was somewhere in October, and I still had to, basically that was a sort of, you can say, a trial run for me. I wanted to see what kind of questions are asked.
Mhm. Mhm. So in the second attempt, you clear it, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So again, the same thing. Again, the question related to that only. I just tried but failed. And the second attempt, I'm going for. Will I able to pass or will I? So there are a lot of self doubt. So just I want you to go in that specific time zone, and can you please just express your thought? What was definitely literally it's not easy. Means though you were doing what simply for the testing, but still you didn't feel good uh, at all that you failed right in the first attempt. So how you manage yourself means what was the self talk? Okay, let me try this. And again, the whole purpose of asking this question, many graduates, many students are going through the same situation. So if you can help us, what was your mindset that time? What you did to overcome with that?
Okay. Yeah, see, Upendra, actually, nobody likes to fail, right? Whenever we appear for any exam or any competition, we always want to not only pass, we want to actually top it. We
Mhm.
want to do the best that is possible. But sometimes, things doesn't turn out to be in your favor, or maybe you are not well prepared. Like
Mhm.
there's so many things which are outside your control. But what
Mhm.
we can do is actually focus on the things that are under our control. Can I put in X number of hours per day? Let's 2 hours or 3 hours. That is in my control. I don't know what kind of questions will come, but what are the various channels of informations that I can actually accumulate? How many times I can practice?
Mhm.
Who all, different people can I reach out to for help? Those are all under my control. So basically focusing on what is under your control, doing a positive self talk that yes, it is possible, so many other people have already done before you, right? So it is not an impossible task that you're trying to attempt. So take keeping that kind of a thought, and consistent small action but consistent over a longer period of time will definitely give you a result. That's what I would like to say.
Wow. So yeah, the bottom line in focus more on the things which is under your control. Don't think too much here and there, and ultimately that is only a basic success mantra. Commander Ram just put, and he just passed in the second attempt only. Now, once you are in the service and going to the next level, that means after some time, that means now I'm focusing on the professional who are on the age of maybe 30 to 35 kind of thing. That means the mid is kind, and they are thinking, what should I do now? I'm not going into the next level, maybe salary wise not the as per expectation I'm not getting. So how was your life after getting first job? Yes, excitement. Then the lean phase was there. What was yours? What negative thought you had? What you have done to overcome with that? If you just discuss a little bit detail.
Yeah, Upendra, yes. So what happens is, once like I can talk about my own self. Once you get into this service, like I was in the Navy. So after a particular, because it's a very pyramidal structure, right? It's a very pyramidal structure. Not everybody can actually make it to the next rank. So what happens is, then you start actually thinking, okay, uh, because of whatever reason, if you're not able to pick up the next rank, then what do you do? Now, one option is yes, you could be there, till the retiring age and still serve the nation. The second option, which people think about it, is can I do something else? Can I move into the corporate and do what I know best, whatever experience I have gathered over the period of less 20-25 years? Is there something which I can do? So those are the thoughts actually which also came to me about 7 years back when I had completed 23 years, and I thought, okay, why not I take a chance and move to the corporate. And yes, when you ask me about what kind of negative talks or challenges do you feel, definitely you will feel, because you are already well established in one particular set of environment, set of culture, set of domain, and you're almost a master of that. And now from there, if you have to actually move to a totally new environment, new culture, corporate, so definitely a lot of innovations will definitely be there. uh, you will actually be a little afraid whether you will be able to fit in, whether all your expertise that you have accumulated over a period of time will directly translate or directly transfer to the new job or not. But the thing is, yes, uh, I can talk about how actually I went through, uh, you know, for that particular phase, so that actually it was not very difficult, but yes, those sort of challenges are always there whenever you're
No,
making,
so here,
not
Commander
only
Ram, I'll
move from.
stop you just for a second. The exact this junction, people are struggling.
Hmm.
मेरा क्या होगा, हमसे हो पाएगा क्या? And the same thing, the same story, what you are just narrating, that yes, I was in that situation only. What exactly action? Again, the same thing. What the suggestion you'd like to give to those? What action you took to jump into one comfort zone kind of thing, and that altogether new horizon, new area. You don't know what is going to happen. So was it easy? Definitely not. So how you prepared yourself and jumped into it?
Okay, so I think people who are taking the path which I have taken, or the people who are not only from the military, but even let's say they were in some public sector or
Yeah.
government sector, who are trying to do this jump, or even somebody who was in the corporate but taking a career switch, industry switch. There are also similar kind of innovations are there. There are also similar kind of fear is there, whether I do what I was in this particular sector. So what I did was, first I took assessment of what all things I can do, depending on whatever experience I had gathered in the last 2 years. So in that, because it made me do everything, right? Technical tasks, non-technical tasks, administration, operation, maintenance, logistics. So we actually jack of everything, and we have to be like that, right? But outside, it's not that like that. It's a vertical kind of a specialization. So first step, what I did was, I took a notice of what all things actually I can do, depending on my interest and depending on my experience. And the second thing, what I went on to do was to narrow it down, because you cannot focus on five, six things at a time, right? So you need to narrow it down to particular industry or a particular domain or a function. Let's say, do I want to do actually HR task, or do I want to go into operations, or am I good with IT project management? So what is it that I really want to go out for, so that I can actually focus on that particular task? And for that, we need information, because our own information is not sufficient. So that is the time when we seek support from our friends, our families, uh, the people, like in my case, all the veterans who are already doing well in the corporates. So I speak to them that what was the thought behind moving to the position or the domain that they have gone into, and then try to narrow it down. So once you know that, okay, these are the few positions where and function which I want to do, then make a goal, break it down into various actionable steps, and then do it and be consistent, have some patience. Okay, and I think results will come through.
Wow. So, in a summary, you have to make a list what exactly you want to do, and this is applicable almost with everybody, maybe IT, non-IT. What exactly the area of your interest, your expertise? Make a list, narrow it down, get one or two of your best, and most important part, I can totally relate with you, Commander Ram, is you need guidance by the person professional who was there in your situation sometime or some few years back. Take advice from them and make the final decision. And the success rate when doing this is going to be a really great one. And that's what, Commander Ram, you have done. And that is a really great message. Now I'm coming back to your mission, just on a mission to help military veterans accelerate transition to this in the different one domain into the new. So how this particular thing, in which all of the person or professionals on the that defense background can approach, and how you will able to help them, if you can give the step some bullet point on the process.
Okay. So what I understand is how you are asking me, how am I able to reach out to the transitioning military veterans, and what do I do to help them? Is that
Yes, definitely. Because suppose I retired, I have suppose defense background. I'm right now clueless where to go. So how Commander Ram will able to help me, or what process you are going to follow for people like me?
okay? Got it. Got it. Yes. So what we do is, it's a structured process. So first thing, what everybody, whenever I talk to them, is they're not very clear. As told you, even I was not clear when I was making a move to the corporate, that since we have done so many things and we have excelled in each one of them, because for 2 to 3 years we were doing, let's say, logistics. For next 2 to 3 years we were in operations, so, and then administration. So since we have done so many things together over a period of 20 to 25 years, we are actually confused when it comes to selection of one or two of them. So first thing, you know we need to do is to understand what am I best suitable for. So for that, one-on-one talk, one-on-one counseling, and self-assessment tools. So what are your values? What is the thing that you best like doing? What capability do you have as per yourself and as per your friends, or what do other people talk about when they talk about your skills? So first thing is that. So once you identify that, okay, this, let's say, logistics, or you are best basically in the operations or IT or HR, whatever. So after that is, how do you go about making your resume, so that whatever skills and expertise you had earlier could be transferred or transported to the job description or to the key responsibilities that is expected from that particular position. And that is not enough, because resume can only get you to an interview.
Yeah.
So what do you do in the interview? How do you showcase that whatever you have learned or whatever you have accumulated, the expertise in the past is going to help in that current position which is open for you? And how are you going to add value to your team, or to the that particular company, or to that particular corporate? And since now, you know that LinkedIn is one of the most important platform for networking.
True.
So how do you optimize your LinkedIn profile, so that in case somebody is looking out for you, let's say a talent acquisition team or a recruiter, then they can easily find you? How do you optimize? By using those keyword density, making it high density, or keyword symmetry. So how do you make it your profile impressive for you also to reach out? And Also, how do you do job search methodology, job searching strategy, networking strategy. So I cover all of these, so that it becomes very easy for the person, whoever is thinking of moving from the military to the corporate after retirement.
Wow. So I totally relate what exactly it's a golden nugget kind of things you are having. If somebody is coming out just end to end solution kind of thing, because most of us, not only in the defense background, everywhere in just at the simple graduates, they are also in the same situation. What should I do? So many options are there, and we think we are knowing so many. Which one is to choose to be selected or to be just got that opportunity? We just keep thinking only for months after months, and if somebody wants your help in defense, definitely it's a great service what I can tell you, and it is going to change individuals the next you can say the career life for them for sure. Now related to that question, Commander Ram, that what means how they are going to approach you? You are means processor. Suppose I'm interested, so should I ping you in the LinkedIn if somebody is watching, or means what exactly, or any website you would like to just I can just put in the description link later on. So how you will be getting in touch with them?
Okay, so my primary mode as of now is through LinkedIn.
Okay,
And what I've given is I have given a link where actually people can, I give them actually around 20 minutes of free counseling.
okay,
I
that's great.
basically want to know what is it, what
Mhm,
challenge are they facing, and do I have a solution for that or not? And because everybody is different and they have different set of challenges. So
mhm.
first I understand. For that, I have about 20 minutes of free session, you
Discovery
can say,
call
or
kind
you
of
can
thing.
say, yeah, strategy call or a discovery call, which
Uh-huh.
for which the link has been given on the LinkedIn. And since I have been actually since last about 1 year making a post daily on the LinkedIn.
Mhm.
So there are a lot of people who are actually following me, and I also conduct a free workshop every Saturday. For about
Okay.
last 3 months I've been conducting. 5 to 6:30 is my time. Even
Okay.
tomorrow is going to be there. So people find me through that, and they attend this particular free workshop, and then whoever is interested to go
Mhm.
on with me for 1 month of transition mastery workshop that I conduct. So interested audience actually come up for that as well.
Okay, so the conclusion is you can just reach out on LinkedIn, find out Commander Ram, and you will simply you can ping him, and somebody from his side definitely will give the next to means how to get the call, how to go into the next every weekend Saturday. You if you want to be part of it, you will be getting all the clarity. Okay, now while discussing, we came to know that okay, you said the guidance, the senior have guided you, or you got the guidance from them. So, importance of mentor for anybody or everybody's life. What exactly your thought on this, and how it helped you in your entire whatever the journey you are having right now?
Yeah. See, the thing is, when I was making a move from the military to the corporate world, as I
Mhm.
told you, there were a lot of challenges, a lot of information that you wanted to have, but somehow it was not there, or it was there in bits and pieces. Like if you approach someone, definitely, or everybody was very helpful whenever you used to ask them.
Mhm.
So you ask Mr. A, he'll give you some information. You ask Mr. B, he'll also give you some information. So definitely, you are getting tidbits of information from here and there, and you also
Mhm.
visiting websites, you're also going to the company websites, you're also reading some books. So there is definitely help coming from all these places. But what I actually lacked that time was reaching out to someone who could actually move with me, and who had actually done this earlier, traveled
Mhm.
the same path earlier, like you said, mentor. That's what
Yeah.
actually mentors are for, and who could actually handhold you, be your accountability partner. When you're doing good, he pats you. When you're not doing good, he pushes you, he pulls you, he shows you the mirror that boss, you're not doing good. If this is the way, then you're not going anywhere. Because your family and friends will never do that, right? Because they always want to pep you up. They don't want to see you discouraged. So even if things are not working out, they will never say those harsh words. But as a mentor, you have to, right? Because your main focus is the your mentee's success. So that time I was thinking, if I don't know whether that time it was existed or not, but I couldn't find anyone whom I could actually approach with all the challenges, and uh, I could get that kind of handholding or accountability support. So actually, that was the trigger point why I'm into this.
That's
Okay,
great.
that was the trigger point why I'm into this, because when I went outside, I was working in the corporate. That time also a lot of people used to, especially the military people, used to approach me, and I was handholding a lot of them during that time as well. And that was the point when I thought, okay, why not give it a try on a full-time basis? And that's how, since last about 1 year, I'm totally into this.
Wow. So that's really, again, the same thing. It's a great, great thing you are doing. So if I'll ask you for audience only, any one suggestion you'd like to give the advantage of having mentor on their own life, what advantage they are expecting or they can expect from mentor? Top
Okay.
as per your understanding. Yeah.
Yeah.
One or
So,
two.
somewhere I read that, a mentor is a person who sees your capability and your ability more than what you can see for yourself, and then brings it out. And mentor is a person who has actually done that particular thing before you. Let's say, suppose if I want to become a, let's say, half marathon runner, right? 21-kilometer run. So there are two ways of going about it. One is, I tried myself. I looked some YouTube videos, I read a motivation book. So sometimes I run, sometimes I don't run. Okay, I take some advice from one person A, then I take some advice from person B on diet. Okay, person C from for shoes. So I can do that. Okay, I don't know whether I succeed or not. Maybe I will succeed, maybe I will not. I don't know. And second scenario is, I meet someone who has actually done at least, let's say, three half marathon or five or 10, right? He has already done that. So why not be in his company and follow what he is saying? Because he's already done it, and he knows what you're supposed to focus on. Like, as they say, right, you the 20% of the thing that you focus on gets 80% of the result, and he has done that earlier. So the thing is, I think it becomes very easy. Life becomes very easy if you have a mentor. Just focus on what is he saying, and don't use your brain, because he's already done it, and he'll be able to actually get to you the result faster and maybe better than what you expect on doing on your own. That's what I feel.
Wow. So let me conclude what I got from the message. What you are saying is, you are going to get great speed. You are going to get the success rate is going to be the maximum or the optimum what you can expect. So this too is the key game changer. If you want to be in your own profession, go and find out a person who was there in the same situation and overcome with the challenge what you are right now. So it's a great piece of advice. Now, related to that, you sometime back you mentioned about book. You have gone through some books and all, right? So, what exactly importance of self-help book for anybody's any means professionals or maybe personals career? What exactly impact books, one or two book have on you or had on you?
Okay. To be very frank and honest, actually, I never used to read books earlier. Okay.
Okay.
Definitely, apart from the engineering books or the books which are related to the profession, I was not very fond of reading other books. But, I developed this habit when I saw my son. who was watching a lot of TV. So,
Okay.
and when you used to tell them not to watch, he will, not watch for a few hours, then again get back to this. So I was thinking, how do I break this habit of his, watching TV? So then I thought, okay,
Mm-hmm.
let me put him into reading something. So I got some books and gave it to him. But he used to read it for some time when I was looking at him or nearby, and after that again give it up and then watch TV. So I thought then this is not going to work. So what I did was I started reading myself. So when he looked at me reading book, then slowly he also picked up the habit. So that's how actually I got into this book reading habit, which I was not earlier. Now you asked me, which kind of books generally do I read? So yes, the uh, personal development books, I prefer. And one book which I really like is, which I also, recommend to others, is about Atomic Habits by James Clear.
No. Mm-hmm.
Because, at end of the day, we are what we do every day. And researchers say that 40%, 40% of the thing that we on daily basis, what time we get up, what we eat, how we dress, how we think, how we talk, all those are because of the habits. That means if we can work on our habits, all these things will automatically get looked up by. You don't have to actually bother about that. So 40% of the things actually will move on a auto. Then you will have time to focus on other things which are more important, right? So, by just following the concept of that particular book, like I had a habit of, using too much of this. I'm sure most of us do.
Most of,
Most of
yeah.
us do. So, so the book actually says that if you want to get rid of any bad habits, what you have to do is you have to make that habit difficult for you. That means first thing which I should do is I should not keep this is too near to me, because then I'll have a tendency to. So what I do is I keep it in some other room, and I've switched off all notifications. And only once in 2 to 3 hours, I go and see the message. So because of following that concept, I'm able to at least get rid of this mobile every few minutes, swiping and see what message it has come or what message you have sent. So that is one good book which I
Wow.
can actually recommend.
Wow. So related that one question. So before whatever little habit you have right now, reading book right now. So before having this habit, and right now you have this habit, what makes the difference? Or difference I can see means whatever you explain, but what exactly message related to that? In summary, you would like to give to the audience who are right now like your position, what you had few month or year back, no reading habit. So message to them.
Okay, the thing is, the message is very short and sweet. Whatever you want to do in life, actually, somebody out there has already done it. That
Mhm.
person, the best thing is like mentor, right?
Mhm.
So one is physically be one-on-one with a mentor. But
Mhm.
if you're not able to do that, you can treat the book as a mentor, because somebody has written his life learning, what mistakes he did, and he may be there in front of you or not, but the book is there. So that actually can guide you through those challenging times. If you have any question, the way you
Mhm.
ask a mentor, the same question actually you can ask in the book, and it'll be written somewhere there. So depending on whether you want to improve your relationship, whether you want to get a promotion, whether you want to improve any of your skills, you will find some book somewhere. Okay. So if you just follow those advice,
Mhm.
I think we will save time to do the mistakes and then learn.
Wow, that's really great. Whatever, it's a very basic but very powerful message what we got from Commander Ram. And yes, starting from it's not only you are facing challenge. Everybody, maybe much senior than you, like Commander Ram, or maybe who are about to start their career, they everybody is going through some other challenge. So stop thinking, saying that only challenge is there with me, nobody else. It's part of everyone's life, and that's what the message what we received from Commander Ram. So thank you so much for your time, Commander Ram, and yeah, for the next episode, definitely we are going to have another guest with another story so that we can relate and we can stop blaming ourselves that we are only suffering all these kind of challenges. Thanks again, Commander Ram.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Upendra, for calling me on your show. And I really appreciate the work that you are doing, through SHA University, Data University, where you're actually focusing on giving the key skills that is required in the market today. And, concentrating on that particular candidate or a person, and then equipping him with the technical knowledge, irrespective of his background, right? And then making him ready for the technology market so that he can actually expect a good salary and in a good company. So I really appreciate the effort that you're putting into this and wish you all the best.
Yeah, thank you, Commander Ram. And related to that context, just yesterday, I was talking with one of the, you can say, top MNC's HR, and she was referring, saying that so many candidates we are looking for, but hardly we are getting the genuine candidate. So somehow she came to know about me and she said, okay, if you, I know means you have many candidates, you can just refer because we are very badly searching for the skilled guys and we are not getting. So the message what exactly I wanted to give, whoever thinking job is not there in the market due to recession, if you have the skills, job is there even today. I know people are getting 3, 4, 5 offer. So stop thinking the job is not there in the market. Focus on the skill, job is there. Even though you won't need my help, anybody's help. If you have skill, you'll get job. Okay. So thanks everyone.